The rideshare company Lyft is being sued for millions of dollars after one of their drivers refused to give someone a ride because he didn't think that his particular vehicle was the right car for the job. Now, the attorney who was defending the refused rider says it's all discrimination. What do you guys think? Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. I appreciate you being here. Do me a couple favors, hit the thumbs up button, become a subscriber if you're not already, and turn on your notifications so that you never miss out on a conversation like the one we're about to have. So if you guys haven't heard this story already, it is kind of dumb, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. So before we get into it, first, just so we all understand, if you have ever ordered a ride from one of these rideshare companies, you know that you have options because every driver has to indicate what type of vehicle they provide so that people can select the vehicle that's going to best accommodate their needs. Like when I've traveled alone, I will usually order a ride from a smaller vehicle, but when I travel with my family, I definitely have to pick an SUV or a minivan. And when my kids were small, we always had to ask for someone who carried child car seats with them. And of course, there's going to be a difference in prices, but the point is, you need to select a car that is going to meet your needs, where there are enough available seat belts for everybody to get from point A to point B safely, enough room to carry luggage, or whatever the case may be. And you can't cheat the system like picking a small car for 6 people just so you can save money. And if you choose a car that presents a risk of any kind to you and or the driver and or the passengers, the driver does have the right to refuse that ride to you. And not only that, if you're doing something that breaks the rules of the ride or puts the driver and or the vehicle at risk for relatively reasonably preventable damage, like smoking or eating in the car or other things that we'll get into in a minute, they can also refuse the ride. So it's not a matter of you order a ride and they're just automatically obligated to complete the service no matter what. So keep all of that in mind as we get into this story. So about a week ago, a woman in Detroit, Michigan ordered a ride from a Lyft driver, but when he got to the pickup location, he told her she couldn't get into the car because basically the vehicle that he was driving was not the best option for her, and he immediately locked the doors. Now, if you're a car person, apparently he was driving a Mercedes-Benz sedan. So let's have a look at how this all played out.
I can fit in this car.
Well, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
The car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another Lyft.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What I got to do with your tires? Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order.
So he's telling her she can't fit in the car, and she's like, I promise you I can. And he's like, I promise you, you can't. He said something about his tires. It says he doesn't have the space and that she needs to order an XL vehicle. And the question that gets me is when she asks, what makes you think I can't fit in your car? Well, this is the person that he refused the ride to. She's apparently a rapper who goes by names Rapper Dank or Dank Demos. No idea who she is, but I don't listen to rap, so that's not really saying much. Now, I'm not going to make jokes about this woman's weight or make her feel bad, because in my opinion, this is just yet another person who has adopted the extremely harmful and destructive ideas about body positivity and fat acceptance, and seems to believe that you can be someone who is almost 500 pounds, which she has admitted that she is, but force everyone around you to treat you like you are a healthy weight. I think a level of delusion is obvious when she asks the question, what makes you think I can't fit? Well, unfortunately, after this incident went semi-viral on both Instagram and TikTok, she decided to slap the entire company, the Lyft rideshare company, with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Have a listen.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe it.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL experience.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank Demos, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
I just want to pause right there for a second. I am not denying that this person's feelings were hurt, regardless of the situation, regardless of the many opinions that I have shared about people who are this massively, morbidly obese, because this is a life choice that you have made. Regardless of that we know that, there's a level of accountability that we don't see in a lot of these people. Regardless of that, it's going to hurt somebody's feelings when someone starts talking about their tires and potential damage that you could cause to their car and things like that. And I am well aware that people who are obese and in this situation probably have to deal with people being mean a lot of times. But on the other hand, a lot of us do. The number of comments that I get about my personal appearance are not small in number. So bullying reaches us all. But all that being said, I understand her feelings being hurt. But let's listen to the reasons that the attorneys give for presenting this lawsuit.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
It might be the same technically under the law, but the reality of the situation is that your race or religion is not going to have the same impact on any situation as being almost 500 pounds. And her weight in general, I don't think was really the problem, because I'm sure he's given many rides to people that we probably wouldn't consider fit, probably overweight, probably even obese, even though he did say that asked people in the past who are bigger to order bigger vehicles. I think there has probably been a line where he has said up to this weight is fine, but somebody this size is probably not going to be the best idea for my back seat. But it is a completely delusional take to say that being almost 500 pounds is going to have no more impact on a particular situation, or shouldn't have any different of an impact on a situation than being 250 pounds, or whether or not you are Christian or of a different ethnicity. Obviously, discrimination is bad, and Lyft should, as they have said in articles about this situation, unequivocally condemn all forms of discrimination. But let's also keep in mind that the vehicles their drivers use to work for their company are their own. They are not owned by Lyft, and any wear and tear on their cars is on them to take care of. So unless Lyft plans on providing their drivers with company cars, then they need to understand that there are going to be situations where decisions need to be made that protect the people who are the backbone of their business. And if they wanted to help, they could put policies in place that say if you are of a certain weight or higher, you can get an XL vehicle for the price of a standard car. There are ways that they can achieve both the goal of their drivers and their riders to make sure everyone is safe, their needs are met, and nobody's feelings get hurt. This gal had a take on how she thinks the driver could have handled it better, and then some additional points that we'll touch on after.
Rapper is suing Lyft in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I'm not a lawyer, but where the driver went wrong was having this conversation at all. He said he was concerned about his tires. that may be valid, but he could have avoided this entire thing if he said, hey, I couldn't find her, I couldn't communicate with her, the app glitched, anything. Telling anyone, especially someone who's filming, to their face that they're discriminating against them because of their weight is insane. You may have seen other fat positivity travel influencers complaining about their airline experiences, like the seatbelt extender isn't big enough, the seat's not big enough, but no airlines are telling them you can't fly with us. They're just saying you may have to pay for some extra baggage. My prediction, Lyft may be coughing up a lot of dough for this one.
And I have seen a lot of people commenting and saying if it had been them who was providing the ride, they would have just kept driving and just said that they didn't see the person who requested the ride and canceled it instead of confronting her at all, which is probably a good word of advice to anybody who finds themselves in this situation in the future. However, that also might not always be possible if you're at a location with a lot of people, like at an airport, and your driver doesn't know exactly who they're giving a ride to until they pull up and confirm it with you. But I also think it's silly to compare this to the issues that airlines have had to deal with in this area, because just as they have said that if you're obese and can't safely fit in one seat, then you need to purchase another seat. The same goes if you're obese and can't safely fit in the vehicle that you order, then you need to pay for a larger vehicle to pick you up. No one is saying that she can't ride with Lyft at all. She basically unintentionally made the argument that the driver said, which was to just pay for something that could give her more space. But overall, my point is we need to stop pretending that there's no difference between 150 pounds and 250 pounds or 250 pounds and 500 pounds. And we've seen this a lot over the last few years where we're just supposed to deny the reality of a situation because it might hurt someone's feelings. And while I absolutely don't think that anybody should be mean, I just want us to get back to being able to be honest and being able to handle the truth. The whole thing just goes along with this level of delusion that we've been forced to accept in the last few years. And if anyone disagrees with it, then it automatically means it's discrimination, and whoever it was that disagreed with it needs to be legally punished. I would love to hear all of your thoughts on this in the comments below. Again, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, become a subscriber if you're not already. I would love your help in growing this channel. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one.